So we hear this beautiful dialogue between Jesus and Peter. I think one of the prettiest conversations in all the Bible, where Jesus is asking Peter, "Do you love me?" And Peter, of course, answers, "Yes, I love you. Yes, I love you. Lord, you know everything. I love you." So the question is, I've had in many occasions asked, how come Jesus asked him, "Do you love me?" 3 times? And many theologians have said that it was a way for Jesus to allow Peter to forgive himself for denying Jesus at the cross during his passion, so that Peter could convince himself that he really did love Jesus above all other things. And so so Jesus kind of sets him up for this, so that he can really forgive himself of this. The second thing is that when Jesus, a lot of times in the New Testament, plus even here a little bit later on, Jesus will repeat himself in order to get something across, something very important across. Oftentimes he'll say, "Amen, amen, I say to you." And when he says this, he means, listen up, because this is important. I'm telling you something I want you to grasp. Amen, amen, I say to you. And he says this a little bit later on. And so Jesus is saying 3 times, "Peter, do you love me?" Then all 3 times he's saying, "Feed my sheep, feed my lambs, feed my sheep." He wants to make sure that Peter knows that this is his ministry the rest of his life. This is what he is going to do. And he asked him, "Do you love this more than this fish, the stuff that you've lived on all your life, that you learned and you grew up with and your father taught you? Do you love me more than this?" And Peter says, "Yes." So he said, "Then feed my people, feed my sheep and lambs." But then he tells him another thing with a double whammy, if you will. He says, "Amen, amen, I say to you." And then he goes on to describe him to Peter how he's going to die. He's going to die a horrible death when he's older. And he does die a horrible death when he's older. But Jesus wants him to understand that too. And he says, "Amen, amen, I say to you, this is going to happen to you. This is what you're going to do. You're going to feed my people. You're going to feed my lambs and my sheep. And then you're going to die because of it." And it's the same thing he's telling us today, you and I, that this road that we're on, this journey that we are on with God, is not easy. It's hard. And it doesn't always end up real sweet or real nice. People die because they love God and they've given themselves to God. Most of the world hate us for loving God and Jesus and believing in Jesus. Some of our brothers and sister Protestants hate us because we're Catholic. And we believe that the Catholic Church is the true church. It's not an easy road we have to live. We have to turn away from the world. We have to give up so much of what everybody else has so that we can follow Jesus, so that we can feed his people, and we can pass on these words that he gave us. It's not an easy thing. But Jesus wants us to know that this is the most important thing we have. Nowhere else does he say 3 times to do something. But this he has: feed my sheep, feed my people, feed my lambs. If we do this, then we're going to do what he wants us to do, and however it turns out, it's his will.